It's Tuesday, January the 2nd. Or good evening to you people in Australia, right, Helen? Alright, I just came out my back door and I am going to head up to the she shed and get Snow White, because you know what we're going to do today? We're going to take her into the shop because she has a barb in her bobbin case. At least that's what I'm seeing. So I'm going to go up here and get her and pack her up in the car. And we're going to go to Austin Sewing Center, where I bought her, in Louisville, Kentucky, and get her fixed up. Alrighty, I've got her packed up in the back seat here, and I have a So Yeah subscription box that I use for my power cord and foot pedal, which works out really nice. And I can just leave that with them, and I'll get the same ones back. Okay, we're all packed up, so let's get out of here. This is about a 35-minute drive, so maybe I'll put you on time lapse and let you see the highway scenery. We're there. Made it. Oh, I tell you, do y'all get highway anxiety? I get it really bad. And it's not the bridge or the tunnel or even the traffic. It's those concrete barricades where you go through these areas where there's no shoulder. It just makes me almost lose my mind, and I really have to distract myself to not black out. At least I think that's what would happen to me if I thought about it too long. Anyway, we are here, and so I'm going to go in with the sewing machine, and once I get in there, I will show you around. The reason why I came on Tuesday is because it's No Buy January, and Wednesday they have half price clearance fabric. So I came on Tuesday so that I would not be tempted to take a gander at the clearance section. We'll look at it, but we won't. We will not touch. We'll just look from a distance. All right, we'll see you in a minute. Okay, so while they're fixing my bobbin case, I'm just going to show you around. I pretty much have. If you're not getting dizzy. Ooh, what's this? Crosshatch. It's pretty wintry looking. Lots of notions. More fabric. They carry a lot of Patriotic solids. They don't have like Moda solids or Andover or anything like that. They have Patriotics.
You don't know nothing about it, I got it. This kind. Husqvarna, Viking, no problem.
Flannel.
It's a topaz. Got it. Got it.
Do you want me to empty it out? Need to check out?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll do it. Go.
Definitely.
Here's all their wide back selection.
Perfect. If you want to pop my spool,
Love these.
take it up front with the bobbin kit or the bobbin case bag. So that way they know what to charge. No labor.
Okay, 15 minutes later, they changed out the bobbin case and I was able to just pay for that piece and I'm on my way. So I didn't have to leave it, thank goodness. I think I'm going to go up here to McDonald's and get me a sugar-free iced coffee and enjoy a leisurely ride back home. And then we'll put Snow White back in her table and get busy. So I made it back and I was warmly greeted by this little critter right here. He came up here to hang out with me for a little while. We'll see how he behaves. You be good boy, won't ya? You want to take a nap in your beanbag? Okay, go lay down. Go lay down. All right, let's get the Jazz 2 set back up and put the old Singer 5528 from 1983 back on the shelf. Yay, back in business. So, I don't remember if I told you this or not. The bobbin case was messed up in a lot of places. So they gave me a new bobbin case. It was $30 and some cents with all the tax. And they didn't charge me for any labor. So I was happy about that. Maybe because it was just in like a month ago or less than a month ago for service. So they have it back in business, and the reason why that happened, they explained to me, was that I had missed a take-up lever on the top threading. And honestly, with the Jazz 2, most of the problems that you have with those have to do with the upper threading. So if you're having issues with what your bobbin looks like underneath, or what your bobbin is doing, it's probably your upper threading, probably 90% of the time. Now you could have a bobbin that's wound too loosely or even too tightly, I've heard, and then that can cause you problems. But in this case, he said it was most likely that I had missed a take-up lever on the upper threading, so I need to be more careful about that. Okay, let's get to doing some other stuff. Here's a closer look at the duster. I've been showing this on Facebook group a lot as I'm doing things. Maybe you haven't been on Facebook, or you're not, or, in the group or whatever. Anyway, where I'm at on it is I have the lining constructed in the back and the front and also at the shoulders, but I don't have the sleeve linings in yet. That's where I'm at next. So I have the, everything is together as far as the back goes. I just need to finish the inside of the coat, the lining of the sleeves. I have to put the sleeves on the lining and then add the lining to the outer. So that's where I'm at, and this project is going to continue on until it's done before I can start anything else that I'm wanting to do this year. But it won't take me too awful much longer to do that. Yeah, I just need to kind of keep on top of it, keep it going. Alright, she's all set up and all cleaned up, And this goes well with Karen Brown's declutter series she's got going on right now. For the second, which is today is the second, she has it to where you clean your machine and you clean off the area around your machine. And yeah, just get kind of reset with your machine. So this worked out perfect that I had it up and out of here, got it repaired, and got everything cleaned up and back in its place. So this is kind of how I like to keep it all the time. I have my fabric scissors here on this little mat. This little mat is just here to protect this throat area. Got my clipper scissors here on this magnet. I have my seam ripper there. I have my chain piece clipper, and then my assortment of pins that I like to use. I have these forked pins I've been trying out. These are magic pins that have two pins. I like them for a lot of things. Yesterday I used them making binding, and you know, when you join binding and you have those two pieces that are going like this, I'll put a pin on each side and then sew between them. It works really good. These are just all-purpose quilting pins, and then these are the pins I use the most for like applique, and I don't know, if I just want to pin some seams together. I don't do a lot of pinning when I'm just sewing straight seams, but sometimes I do. Once in a while, if I have a long seam that has a bunch of joins in it, then I'll use some of those pins to keep everything in line. So I've got it all threaded back up and ready to go. So I ended up the day yesterday, last night after dark sometime. I don't know when it was, 8:30, maybe later, maybe 10. I spend a lot of time out here. Anyway, I had gotten out some scraps from the laundry sorter because I'm running out of 2.5-inch squares for my little 16 patch blocks. So I dug down into my laundry sorter bins and pulled out a few random pieces, and I just didn't have it in me last night to press these and carry on, so I just left it here. So that means I need to start with that today to get it off of this ironing surface. So I've got my iron heated up. I'm just gonna run it over these real quick so that I can get them ready to process. I've been thinking about my scrap processing, and maybe I should cut out some of the sizes that I've been using, like 3.5 and 4.5. I just don't reach for them, and a lot of scraps will get down to that size. So that means that if I don't do those, I'm going to be doing 2.5s. Now, with a lot of these, I could do 2.5 strips, but I've got a ton of 2.5 strips. I might do this one and one in this one, and then the rest of them I think I'm just going to cut 2.5-inch squares because that's what I need. This big piece is almost a fat quarter. I don't know what I cut off of it, but it was just a tiny bit. So I might make one 10-inch square out of this and then cut the rest down to 2.5, because it's pretty, but red and purple together kind of does something to me. I don't know, it's not my favorite. So I might just cut this one down after I get that 10.5-inch square cut out. Okay, so I got this many 2.5s out of this. I might go ahead and cut that one into 2.5. I have these that'll make some. I'm going to cut all of this in 2.5-inch squares. This piece, and I don't know, I have 2 of these now. Should I keep them in my 2.5 stash? I think I will. My strip stash. So now I'm just going to cut these up into 2.5-inch squares and be done with it, and so we can concentrate on something else. Okay, there's my 2.5-inch squares. I have a little bit of scrap that I'll put in one of the scrap bags that I sell on eBay. Check the description box to see if I have my link there to eBay. If I do, that means there's probably something out there for sale. I usually do free shipping, penny auction on things like that on eBay. So I ended up with all of these 2.5-inch squares for my, let me show you this project. So I'm putting this color in between whatever scraps I have, so these will be added to my scraps for that project. I have it all in a project box like this. So I have my fabric that I'm using, I have my finished blocks, and then I also have my some that are cut, and then my scraps. So I'm getting low on scraps, so I needed some. So I'm just going to add these to the mix. And I need more than that. But that's all I'm going to do for now. And then I also wound up with a 10-inch square. I think I said 10.5 a while ago. I meant 10-inch. I got one of those, and then I have 2, 4, 5 5-inch. So I'll add those to my stash that I have over here on my rolling cart. I think this is the next thing I'm going to get into. This is the binding I made last night for this quilt. Same as the backing. And this is the quilt that I took off the long arm. I think it was Saturday, Sunday? I don't know. Anyway, I've got it all trimmed up. You can see some of the quilting there a little bit. It turned out pretty cute. But I'm just going to put this binding on. And I'll show you the full thing on Friday for Finish It Friday. So thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope this was fun. I'll probably get into a few more things today after I get this binding done, depending on what time it is. Might be dinner time by then. And then it's time for Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, which I don't usually miss. So after that, I may come back out and do some other things. I would like to get those sleeves on the lining of the duster today to kind of get that more on its way to being done. Alright, let me know down below in the comments if you like this style of video or if you hated it. I mean, I'll take any criticism you have. Just be nice. Try to be nice. Alright, we'll see you on Friday. Bye!